In other Yankees news, the team has acquired catcher Matt Wieters in a trade with the Baltimore Orioles for catcher Brian McCann, center fielder Chris Young, and starting pitcher.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
What's good, YouTube? With San Diego Studios dropping the MLB 19 trailer a few days back, I think it would be a good time to really assess the state of this game. Now let's make one thing clear before I start. I am not a hater on this game. I don't hate this game. I think it's one of the better sport franchises video games out there, but there are a few critiques that can be made. So if we're going to assess the state of this game, I think it's important to look at the competition first. So these are the yearly global sales. I take these numbers with a grain of salt because I don't know exactly how accurate, but judging by the weeks since release numbers, those are pretty much exact. You should also keep in mind these are just the PS4 sales. So FIFA might have 9 million sales, but that doesn't even count their Xbox sales or their Nintendo Switch sales. So this is just strictly PS4 sales, because obviously it would be unfair to compare numbers of all the consoles since MLB is a PlayStation exclusive. So first let's look at the rank. The rank is out of all the games sold this year. So if FIFA's at 3, there are 2 games ahead of it that sold more this year. So that is Red Dead Redemption and Call of Duty respectively. And that's as expected for FIFA. I mean, it is sold globally. Also, NHL didn't even rank. This list is out of the top 100 video games sold this year. NHL is not even there. So that's also a good point for MLB. And it's not really something to be proud of because NHL is really But hey, it's something, right? So with that being said, let's get into the critiques. Franchise mode. Remember the days of the newspaper that would always pop up on the home screen? Or you could like make the prices of the tickets to the hot dogs, or you could choose for your team to fly on a plane or take the bus, and it would affect the fatigue of your team. Man, you have to be a real OG MLB The Show player to remember those days, but those days have passed. And what happened to game promotions, where you could make every Friday night bobblehead night, or make one night bat night? Like, what happened to that? Now, ever since Diamond Dynasty has been introduced, this game mode has been an afterthought. When San Diego Studios dropped their yearly Twitch stream schedule, franchise mode couldn't even get their own stream. They were just a subplot. But now we know mid-season contract extensions are in the game now, which is very good, which is something I personally have been asking for and other people have been asking for a long time. However, it seems like it's just not enough. I personally play franchise mode the most out of all these game modes, and it just seems like it's just the same thing every year. So what is my critique? I would put way more focus into this mode, bring back the finance system of modifying the ticket prices to modifying the hot dog prices. I would do that transportation system that I was talking about earlier, choosing whether to take the plane for an away game or take the bus for an away game, and it affects the fatigue of the players. I'd also consider bringing in relocation, just like 2K, just like NHL. We have the customized options, so why not bring it into franchise mode, where you can put a team in Seattle or put a team in Albuquerque? I don't care. It would just be another layer to put in franchise mode. Hell, maybe even bring in players becoming coaches like they do in 2K. Make Troy Tulowitzki my first base coach 10 years down the road. Like, who cares? Like, just easy things that could just be implemented and just displays a focus on this mode. Bring back those newspapers. It's way better than listening to that bitch on Inside the Show.
Inside the Show with Justin Allegri.
It's Sunday morning. Welcome to Inside the Show. Saturday provided some great baseball and some interesting storylines, so let's get to it. Looking first at the American League East, the Boston Red Sox were in the Big Apple to play the Yankees, and it was the Yankees who came away with the win. The final was 1-0. In other Yankees news, the team has acquired catcher Matt Wieters in a trade with the Baltimore Orioles for catcher Brian McCann, center fielder Chris Young, and starting pitcher.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Okay, so this one is definitely a personal opinion because I've never heard anybody say anything about this. The hats in this game are like, look at this.
No, 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 no.
Now, I'd never knock a game that hard for their graphics. I mean, if it's a fun game, it's a fun game, but play it. Graphics isn't the biggest thing in the world. But if you're gonna make a baseball game, at least make the hats decent. Now, this one is probably the biggest issue I have with the game. I get that they're handcuffed from the league. I get it. It's a legal thing. It's the same thing with the fights. San Diego Studios has said that they wanted fights in the game, but MLB did not let them. So I get it. It's more of a legal issue, but if they can ever bring fully implemented minor league rosters, that would be huge for the game, because I'm tired of buying the game first day and then waiting a month for Operation Sports. Bless the people at Operation Sports, I'm not knocking them, because we wouldn't have minor league rosters without them, but I'm tired of waiting a month to get those rosters to finally open up a franchise mode. Like, come on. Okay, so this one has been on everyone's wish list for years. San Diego Studios is well aware of the demand for this mode, but I think it's more so a budget issue or a graphical issue. I don't know, I'm not an exec there, but I think if they could, they would, because they are very, very aware of what's going on. But this could be implemented in franchise mode if we're going to talk about relocation. So your relocated team could have their own brand new stadium, or this could go obviously to Diamond Dynasty, create a ballpark for your own team. I think this is going to be the biggest win if San Diego Studios can pull this off. We haven't had a create a ballpark mode since EA was a distributor, so we have been waiting for this for years. Now, I'm not going to complain about the options we have. I think there's a vast amount of things that you can create. However, I think there's some things that San Diego Studios are not doing that other franchises are that they need to pick up on. First and foremost, the face scan that 2K does. I think they need to look into that. Maybe it's a money thing to get the app going and get the technology for the app, but if they could get it, I would be ecstatic. Now, are you tired of redoing the customization of your team jerseys or your player? Well, I think we should have transfer customizations like we do for the transfer data of your Road to the Show player. My logo on my Diamond Dynasty and my jerseys from Diamond Dynasty should transfer to the next year. It would just make things so much easier so I don't have to do it every year. And hey, maybe you want to change your jersey the next year, that's fine. But we should also have, along with the logo vaults, we should have jersey vaults. So we don't have to create, that takes so long to create a jersey. I would just like to steal someone else's that they uploaded to the community. It would make things so much easier. I'm not going to try to roast the options that we have to customize, because there's a lot of things you can customize in this game. But I would like to see more swings in this game. And what I mean by that is when I'm customizing my batting stance, or I just choose a batting stance, I don't want to just choose from one-handed or two-handed swings or two-handed follow-throughs. Like, there should be more. And you even see in-game with non-customized players, like actual players, most of the swings are the same. And I get it, that would be such a freaking hard animation to do, the follow-through, to have everybody have different follow-throughs. But if you look at a game like 2K, not everybody's release is the same. Not everybody's jump shot is the same. Not everybody's layup is the same. So throughout the years, that would take a while to get all those animations down, but throughout the years, I would like to see an improvement on the amount of swings, and like swing animations and follow-through animations that we see in this game. And that pretty much wraps it up. Overall, I love this game. I buy it every year. However, there are some things that can change, like most games, like all games. There is always something to change, and maybe we'll see some of these critiques actually get put in this year, because we have no idea yet what features are in this game this year. With that being said, I could do a whole nother video on what I like about what this franchise is doing. Again, like the badge system, they're implementing the 2K badge system well. It's a pretty good simulation. A lot of other like sports games are a little arcadey, but this is pretty realistic pace-wise and all that. I do enjoy that. It's a very good baseball simulation. So again, there are a lot of things I like about this game, and I could make a whole nother video about it. But these were just the critiques. So that about wraps it up. What do you think? Am I talking shit? Is there actually other things they need to improve? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Leave a comment, and make sure to tune in March when MLB 19 the show comes out. I'll be picking one funny comment and naming my Road to the Show player after you for one episode. Also, I'm planning to have a fantasy draft franchise along with franchise rebuilding challenges along with Diamond Dynasty. So I got a lot planned for MLB 19 the show, so make sure you tune in. But for now, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.